Hey y'all, Lisa and I just got back from the Cottle House, and I happened to look up in the sky and saw two beautiful things that I want to show y'all that's out in my woods behind my house. And this is the first one right here. Now that tree right there with all those little white blooms on it, just covered, is called a slow, S-L-O-W. Now, I don't know if they grow everywhere. I don't know much about them other than they're beautiful. That one right there is old. Look up at the top of it. And it grows naturally in the woods in Alabama. And what it actually looks like is a plum tree as far as the bloom goes. Look at this. Let me zoom in on it a little bit so we can see. See that? All right, the other one I want to show you is this one right here. And that is called a red bud. Red bud. Let me zoom in on it. And it's a big tree too. But both of them are right behind my house. And when I cleaned off this area back here, and I made sure they didn't cut that down. And there's my trash pile I got to burn later. But anyway, that's slow. And the other one is a red bud. Now this is called Kiss Me at the Gate. I named it Kiss Me at the Gate, honey. But it's the first thing that blooms in, and I don't even think there's any blooms left because there's one little bloom. Because it blooms in January. There it is, right there. And it was covered with little white blooms, but now all the leaves have come out on it. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all some more stuff that's blooming in my yard. Let me show you this thing right here. This is called a loropetalum. It's huge, and it's solid pink. It looks better when the sun's shining on it. Hear that bird? Look at that. Look at those beautiful things all over it. A lot of people, you see them at banks and stuff, and they cut them back into shrubs. Well, I don't. I let mine grow big. See, it's just covered. It's really beautiful. And then I've got some azaleas blooming down the driveway already. And these little things right here called, I think they're called snowbells or something kind of like that. There's my well house. And then this is a forsythia. But most people just call it yellow bell. Yellow bell, and then that over there is a flowering peach. Right there. You can see it through the thing. This is my well house. It's got a copper roof on top that George built for me because I always wanted a well house. We do have a well. It's a deep well. Great water. Oh, it's so good. Down my driveway, there's some daffodils I've got blooming right there. They're really pretty. But down my driveway, my azaleas are fixing to bloom. They're fixing to bud out and open up. That one is kind of open. It must be a different kind. And this one is that bill. I think this was called Pride of Mobile right here. You know. Look at my sidewalk. Y'all see all those pink blooms on it that fell out of this loropetalum? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Just beautiful. I'm not going to blow it off. I'm going to leave it there. And this fern comes back every year. I forgot what the name of it is, but you don't have to do a thing to it. It's just great. This azalea right here is called a George Tabor. It's a very light pink. You can see that, how light it is. That's the George Tabor. And you're not supposed to plant things like that next to your house. And here's the reason. You plant them next to the house, they grow huge. I mean, over the top of the house. So plant your azaleas out from the house, and then they can grow as big as they want to in your outer area. And I didn't know that when I planted that there. And every year I'm out here trying to cut it back. And I fixed to cut it back because I'm going to take the blooms to the church and decorate for this Sunday. So if y'all want to come and worship with us, it's at Bethany, Andalusia. it's where you'll go on your website, Bethany, Andalusia. But our church is called Bethany Baptist. But we're out in the country. It's not in town. It's out here in the boondocks. But it's a big, beautiful church. Brother Nathan is our pastor, and he just delivers great messages. So y'all tune in with us. Go on YouTube or Facebook. I don't do that kind of stuff because I'm in church. But y'all can watch, and maybe you'll see my flowers Sunday. The fish are happy today. They're swimming around in my cattle waterer. It's a beautiful day today. I'm proud to be alive. I'm proud to be alive. Hey y'all. Listen, I've got some leftover salmon. Now I know that y'all have been making tuna fish salad all your life. Your mom made tuna fish, she put eggs in it, and y'all would have tuna fish and crackers and tuna fish salad sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. Well, I like to make salmon salad too. It's something different. Most of you, when you buy salmon, you make a little salmon croquette, and I do that too, and I love it with syrup on top. But in the other day, I had some of this can of salmon, but I can't eat a whole can at one time. It's a lot. So today I saved this part, and I'm going to make me a salmon salad instead of a tuna. So I'm just going to put this in my little bowl right here. This is my leftover salmon. And I am going to put one whole celery, stalk of celery. And you say, well, that's a lot, Brenda. And yes, it is. But I want it to be healthy. And so I want a lot of it. So I'm going to string it like that. Just grab a little bit like that and pull. And it'll pull all those old strings out. As I've shown you so many times before. We got some new followers today, though. A bunch of them. I think it was 400 yesterday, new ones. So they may not have seen the string and celery before. Y'all are doing so good with telling people about the fake sites. I thank you so much. And remember, the real site has an official mark on it. It's got a blue circle, and that circle is small. And it's got a little white check mark in the center of that blue circle. And I have over 3 million followers. So if it says that they have 2 million or 100,000 or whatever they've got, then that's fake, because that's not me. And y'all are doing so good with that. So anyway, I'm going to cut these up little. I hate that I'm even having to tell y'all all that stuff, but it's a sign of the times, isn't it? I cut mine in two like this, so that I don't have to cut so much, and then I just pile it together like that. Cut some little pieces. I love celery in tuna salad, and I like it in this salmon salad. Some of y'all have never made salmon salad before, but you know, salmon's really good for you. Good. As old Andy Griffith would say. Andy Griffith. He'd look at Barney and he'd say, good. Do y'all like that show? I do. I always enjoy it. I sit there and just laugh my head off at Barney and how he does. He's one of my favorite characters. One time I went to, well, it's been about a year now or a little over. I went to Gordo, Alabama, and they honored me by making me ride in a convertible and all that. I felt like a big something. I think my head started growing. But anyway, we had a good time. Well, they got somebody, he's called a Barney impersonator. And he came, and y'all, he looked just like him. And they had other impersonators out there too. But I'm telling you, it is something else. All right, here's some pickles I'm going to put in it. They're sweet and kind of hot. My friend Pam made these. And she gave me a jar of these 3 days ago. Now. And I want you to look how many I've already eaten. I can't help it, y'all. They're so good, they're addicting. I'm gonna get a fork full and put them right here and cut them up a little bit. Put that in. That'll make it taste good. You can put in whatever kind of pickles you want. She said she was gonna send me the recipe. Pam, if you're listening, you hadn't sent it to me yet. I'm waiting patiently. Okay. My mother used to take a gallon of beets, like you buy beets in the gallon, just regular beets, and she would put sugar and vinegar together and get it real hot, but not boiling hot, and pour it over those drained beets in a gallon jug, and we would have pickled beets, and they were so, so good. All right, we've got that in here. Now we're going to put my favorite condiment, mayo. And I'm going to put some pepper in there. I'm not going to salt it. It doesn't need salt. All right, I'm going to stir that up. Mash that around. And I've got my lunch. I've got some crackers over there I'm going to eat with it today. That one big thing of mayo was plenty. I hate I have to put it in there, but I do love mayonnaise. Y'all know it for a fact, don't you? All right, let's taste it. Salmon salad. Cheers. So good. You're going to love it too. I'm fixing to take y'all outside with me when I finish eating this. I got something I want you to see. Okay? I'll be back in a minute when I finish eating. We'll go outside together. Got some blooming things I want you to look at. Okay, y'all, I wanted you to see this. This is an arbor that George made for me. And it's beautiful at the top. It's just you can't see it for all the vine I've got growing on it. This is called Carolina jasmine. It grows wild in the woods of Alabama. Well, South Alabama. I don't know about the north. But look at it, how pretty it is. It's beautiful. And then I got my arbor right here. I'll let you see it. Let me get around here where you can look at it. Maybe the sun won't bother it on this side. I can let you see. Here's my arbor, and that grows on top of it. And here's how the little blooms actually look up close. Like that. Like the light. Isn't it pretty? Here's my magnolia tree. It's already bloomed. George and I planted this. We dug it up in the woods. They grow wild in Alabama too. And it was about knee high when we planted it, about 20 years ago. And it's beautiful in it. My rosemary bush, and I was afraid that it died when we had the cold, but this one survived. The one in the back died. I don't know if y'all know it, but rosemary, when it gets older, and it could have something to do with a male or female, I really don't know. Maybe y'all could help me. But it has blooms on it. See there how pretty they are? I don't think all rosemaries bloom. I'm not sure about it. I'll have to look that up. There's one. I've got a little birdhouse up there. It looks like he's coming off. I need to fix it. Okay, let me walk out here to my blueberry bushes because I want y'all to see what I had to do because of those dadgum deer. Glory. Look. All right, I went to the fabric store and I got me, look at that. I got me some, that is, oh Lord, netting that goes like on a bride's dress. And what I did, the deer are eating my little bush up. So what I did is when I put it on this morning, I hooked it on with some clothespins. But what I did is I left the bottom open like this. It's open, thinking that maybe some little bugs could get in there and pollinate my blueberry bushes, because They're just eating them down. They're literally eating the bushes. And I don't know why they do that. Look at all those sagebrush out there in the field. Blowing so pretty this morning. The wind's blowing. I love to see it. It's relaxing to me to see the sagebrush. I guess it brings back memories of me when I was a child. Granny would make us a sagebrush broom, and we'd get out in the yard and sweep her yards. You know, it used to be a sin to have grass in your yard. Did y'all know that? It used to be a sin because all the farmers and the people with the old houses, they had clean yards. In other words, they took the hoe and hoed up any greenery that happened to stick his head up in their yard. So anyway, that's the truth. My granny, she'd take sticks and make like a rake, and she would just rake her front yard, then she'd hoe it up. And they had rocks in their front yard, like a little fence looking thing. They certainly wouldn't let any sagebrush grow up in their yard. But it's just relaxing to me. And look at the beautiful sky today. God is so good to us. Just to feel the wind and to see the clouds, and there's so beauty all around us. I wish those people that are in cities could get out and enjoy God's earth, but you're going to have to do it with the sidewalks, I guess, or the parks. And this right here blooming on the ground, those are called dewberries. And it's kind of like a blackberry. See the little buds on that one? And they'll have beautiful, and it's all out in here. So I'll be out in here picking them pretty soon. And Banks and I, and William, he's the one, Banks, William and I, we're the ones that pick them. Anyway, we'll put them in a bowl and put sugar on top of them, and then sweet milk, and let it sit in the refrigerator, and the milk turns purple. It's so good. It's a good, refreshing little spring treat. We only get to eat it in the spring, when the late spring. And then after the dewberries bloom and they're gone, then you'll have, in the midsummer, you will have blackberries growing on the hedges and on the byways and highways and that kind of thing. And then we love that in Alabama because we can eat those. Oh, let me show you this. Let me get over here. I hope this video is not going to be too long for y'all. I know y'all got things to do. This is called butter and egg. Let me turn right there. Aren't those pretty? Look at that. And gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. It's always good to plant bulbs because they're going to come up no matter what. There they are. Butter and egg. It looks like the yolk of a egg with the white around it, doesn't it? And this is called bridal wreath. It's a shrub. This is the kind we used to put on our head and make it like it was like we were fixing to get married. We'd put it on our head, play dress-ups. Okay, y'all, I picked off a piece of that bridal wreath because I just wanted to show you what I did as a little girl in our yard. And we would pin it right there and play like we were brides with that bridal wreath because it's long and skinny. And then another thing we did is our cedar tree, it was a special kind of shrub, had green balls on it about that big around. And we would get a needle and some thread and sit down all day and string those balls up and make us a necklace. And also what we had was that clover is white. Some of it's all white, some of it's red. Well, you pick it off and you take your fingernail and you split the stem. Then you stick the other clover through it and pull it up. And you've got two. If the clover ever blooms, I'll show you. But listen, grandmas. Listen, young mamas. Get your babies outside. Now, it is important. Please don't let them stay in all day with those plastic toys and play. Get them outside. Teach them how to do something. Dig in the dirt. Play in the mud puddles. Climb a tree. Look for bird feathers. I don't know, but get them outside. if you buying all these toys, that in the end they wind up in a yard sale and you spent all that money and the kid didn't play with it 2 minutes anyway. He got tired of it and went and started playing with your pots and pans. So there's just a lot to learn outside, whether it's with playing like you're a bride or playing like you're a groom or fixing a bride's bouquet or whatever it happens to be. It's so important for you young mothers to know this. It's just so important. Look at the back of a leaf. Look at the veins in it and tell them it's a vein. Even if they're 2 years old, I promise you, they will be soaking up that knowledge more than you'll ever know. And you've got to start early. Use big words with them. Real words. Instead of goo-goo and gaga. But anyway, I love y'all. I hope you've enjoyed walking out in the yard with me today and playing like we're a bride. Anyway, y'all are the sweetest. Love you so much. Bye-bye.